I've been in the North Melbourne community more than 15 years. So lived, born, raised. I love the North Melbourne area. I love my coffee, so I get my coffee in Errol Street. So this is my home and this is my community. This is pretty much my backyard. The community centre is my backyard. Growing up and playing basketball. And now I work at the YMCA, been there for 9 years. I run an organisation called Young Australian People. So we do a lot of employment for the community, for young people and also for elderlies as well. We do a lot of workshops about work ethics and things like that. It's a family basically. So whenever a young person comes in, they're like, I'm looking for a job or something like that, So it's really important that as a community person or a community leader, you gotta know what's the story behind the scenes. And you support that young person into development, that person basically having that connection and communication with the youth and understanding where they're coming from in terms of work ethic or family or mental health or anything like that. I'll try and give my best to them. Yeah. This family's been here more than 30 years, since the 90s. So it's a very they've seen kids growing up, they've seen families. For example, if it's Ramadan, they will share the food. We've got a mosque across the road from here, so it's really we call it in Arabic a barakah, basically. The mosque is right next to us, and there's majority of people who are living here are Muslims from different backgrounds, but they're pretty much family orientated basically, so very close. And the kids are very, they grow up together, they go to school together, and also the centre is for them too as well, so it's very open for them too, so yeah. So we've got here Vietnamese community, we've got the Eritrean community, we've got the Ethiopian community, we've got the Oromo community, we've got the Somali community, and we've got the Turkish community as well here. So it's very open, multicultural communities here, and very everybody know each other basically, and help in hand kind of things. In March 2020, we had a COVID-19 lockdown, and it was I think about June or July, something like that. We had a COVID-19 lockdown in North Melbourne, so all the 9 towers happened. And I heard it through a TV, so I just turned on the TV and Channel 9 said, Dan Andrews was on the TV saying, on the press conference saying that we're in lockdown, North Melbourne, Flemington and Kensington. So we were all I was like, okay, shoot, I better call I was wearing my community hat on, so I was just calling all my community staff members that normally volunteers and community staff and telling them that, hey guys, we're gonna be on lockdown kind of thing. We're gonna start acting quickly. What do we need to do kind of thing. So I was just contacting a few people from my community leaders saying, hey guys, we need to start doing things. I had 2 phones. So one phone was just all media kind of thing, and the other one was all community engagement. So for me, it was just trying to figure out, I had phone calls from Channel 9, SBS, ABC. So I was videos, yeah, so for me that was scary. For me that was everybody was just saying, give it to Barry, basically, who's in the lockdown. And so for me it was I never dealt with media. So I've always called out somebody who's done it, experienced it for the last 5-10 years kind of thing. So for me it was so I've always had a mentor navigate of what to say and what not to say. So for me it was really trying to make it on point, I kind of think. So the first 2 days was just pretty much just delivering food, essentials to a lot of people. I let them know that we're going to be on lockdown, you can't leave the house, you can't do anything. They called the cops, the Vic Paul, and they've blocked up the whole road, the main roads, check keen license when people are coming in, coming out. So it was a bit chaotic. They said that there's a higher number of people using same laundry, same lifts, stairs, everything like that. So it was very a higher number of that kind of thing. But we knew already who already had COVID, who had already in the building already. So we already voted the floor already. So we're just delivering food to them basically, as neighbours do, you know. So that was the last week and a half, basically. Probably the third day of food relief, I was doing so much food relief. I felt very sick, felt tired, felt fatigued, couldn't move, couldn't do anything. Next morning, just waiting, kind of seeing. So yeah, and then I just stayed at home. I couldn't help out my community, so I was just texting people, what's going on, what's the update, kind of thing, while I'm sick. So yeah. To be honest, I felt the community stepped up and knowing what's going on and what's happening. They proved that we come together strong. No matter what happens, any emergency, they'll come together, be strong together. And I realized, as I said before, the community is here, that we're all family. We're all one big family. So we know each other, we know the families. Since things are opened up and everything like that, we've started doing a lot of events, community events, and seeing each other and, saying, how's your kids, how's your family, all that kind of stuff. So it made us more closer, made us more, realizing what's happening. Now we created a WhatsApp group. People started putting, events. People started putting, come to my house to have dinner for Ramadan, all that kind of stuff. And so people started to sharing, applying for grants, those kind of things. So it's people know what's happening. I've learned that, becoming a community leader, there's always been, the toughness of your strength and weaknesses kind of thing. So people will tell us, Barry, your strength is networking, and my strength is, getting people together and, doing events and things like that. So my weakness is communication. So my communication is very, I don't speak much. I doubt myself in doing things. So a lot of people have just started to showcase what their skills are in the environment of community work. Since the COVID happened, a lot of people started working in health, started people working in community engagement, youth worker. So started changing directions. So which is really good for community. So yeah, I've learned so much about emergency relief. How to stay connected with other people, not just the community here, but also stay government-wise and tell them that this is what we want, this is what we need, kind of thing. And for me, it's just working with you guys as well. So for me, it's just trying to get the awareness out there and telling people, hey guys, we're still here, we're still running things. So yeah.